Hi, my name is Amanda Gustin. I'm the Director of Collections and Access at the Vermont Historical Society, and today I get to share with you this absolutely charming object from our collection. This is a child's saddle, sort of a Western style saddle, although not quite like a Western saddle that we'd think of today. It's missing that skirt of a true Western saddle, so somewhere between like a military and a Western style saddle. And this saddle belonged to a woman named Patricia Kelleher. Now, Patricia's parents were Maisie and Francis Kelleher. They met growing up in Montpelier together, and then Francis Kelleher went off to World War I, and when he came back, he married his high school sweetheart, Mary Rumsey Kelleher, and they settled in Montpelier. He worked as a mail clerk at National Life and then worked his way on up through that company. Maisie Kelleher, Patricia's mother, was the niece of a man named James Boutwell. James Boutwell owned a granite company in Barrie that eventually became Boutwell, Milton, and Varnum, that you may know today as the Company Rock of Ages. Maisie was his only heir, so when James Boutwell passed away, the Kelleher family came into quite a bit of money. They bought a house on Main Street in Montpelier, and they bought Patricia a pony. Now, Patricia was 8 years old when she got this pony. This was 1933. She was born in 1925. And the pony came all the way from Kentucky. Her father, Francis, wrote to Harry Burgoyne in Kentucky, who found a good, safe child's pony that he paid $75 for in 1933. Those of you who know a little bit about what a good child's pony costs today are horrified at that number. That feels not very expensive for a child's pony, although Harry Burgoyne at the time thought it was a little bit pricey to pay. He shipped the pony up to Vermont from Kentucky. He originally was going to send her freight express, just crate the pony up and send it, but they ended up sending it on a rail car. Interestingly, he wrote a letter saying after he had shipped the pony, "Oh, the pony shipped last night. I probably should have written you the letter before because I didn't send a halter with the pony, so hopefully you get this letter in time to meet the train with a halter." There was just this loose horse on the train. "Oh, and also I'm sending her hind shoes by express." So pony, not all parts included. So this pony arrives in Vermont in 1933. And becomes Patricia's pony. They kept this pony in their backyard on Main Street in Montpelier. The Boutwell Kelleher house is just a few doors down from what is now the Inn at Montpelier, right on Main Street in Montpelier, right near the roundabout. Patricia showed this pony at the Montpelier Horse Show a couple of years, up until she was a teenager, and she also took this pony to at least one summer camp, maybe more, but at least one at Camp Teelawuket in Roxbury, which was a very, very famous equestrian camp that had been started in 1915. It continues today as a summer camp that primarily focuses on horseback riding, although they've also added other sports like tennis and golf in the meantime. I love a lot of things about this saddle. First of all, it's just ridiculously charming to see a saddle that's this well made and this beautiful, but tiny. Right? This is so obviously a child's saddle, but it's just really nicely put together. There's some really beautiful tooling on the saddle. By the way, the pony was named Kentucky Babe. We don't quite know what happened to the pony, but it seems like by the time Patricia went off to college, she was not riding horses anymore. So we're gonna guess that it found a good home locally. We know that the Camp Teelawuket really liked the pony, so it might have gone on to them. Patricia moved away and tried college a couple of times, but it didn't work out. That was not her path in life. She came back to Montpelier. She was an only child, and her parents both passed away relatively young, but she stayed in the house she grew up in until she passed away in 2014 in Montpelier. And we got this saddle when we went to the estate sale, along with some really wonderful other family items, including correspondence, dating back to her father and her great uncle, James Boutwell, as well as other things. So I wanted to talk about this saddle today because I find it absolutely charming. But I think it's so reminiscent of a moment when, just a little under 100 years ago, you could put a pony in a backyard right in downtown Montpelier. And in fact, one of the options for them getting to the pony to the camp in Roxbury was that Patricia would just ride it to camp. They would just head out down Main Street in Montpelier and ride this pony to camp. It's just a different way than we think of Montpelier now, and maybe a different kind of childhood than we think of a lot of kids having now. So thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to learn more about our collection, you can do so by following the Vermont Historical Society on social media or checking out our website at vermonthistory.org.